Year's dance party. Hey! Get up and dance. Hey, awesome! Woo! Yeah! It is New Year! Woo! Yes! Thank goodness! 2021! Happy New Year, everybody! Let's see. Somebody want to come in my video and say hi? I don't know how that works yet. Woo, we made it. We did it. It's 2021. I hope you guys all had an amazing New Year's Eve. And even if you didn't, I hope you guys just were able to be grateful that last year is done. As I'm sure we all are. So, woohoo, Happy New Year, awesome. Woo-hoo-hoo. Thank goodness. That was a good workout. It's really fun to get up in the morning and dance a little bit. That's one of the things I've missed so much in COVID is rocking out. So, hey Cassidy. So let's, get up and rock for a few minutes in the morning. Okay. Woo. So, if you guys know, I'm doing these really short lives of just like maybe 10 minutes in the morning. And I am posing big questions that we can think about. And hey, thank you. Big questions that we can think about and kind of use in our lives to give us a different perspective or to help us, just something small and quick and positive that, we can take with us through the day. So, if some of you guys, hopefully you did, you've made your intentions for the new year. And sometimes when you get started with making intentions, or resolutions or whatever, that can feel kind of scary. And oftentimes people end up failing and they don't end up doing those things that they resolved to do. Very, very, very common, right? So I just thought today I would tell you how I do things that scare me, okay? Now, I'm not necessarily the best at, how would I put this? Well, you'll see what I mean. I think I'm kind of slow at getting around to stuff compared to some of my friends who are, even more go-getters than I am, and they just like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then blast, and it's all over the world, and it's amazing, and I'm like, whoa, okay, great. I feel like I can be a little bit more of a plotter, it takes me time to work myself up to it and to do different things and to get ready for it. So I thought I'd share that with you just in case maybe you have a big goal or a big dream or something you really want to go for, and but you're not quite sure where to get started. So let me tell you how I got started with what I'm doing right now. So for those of you who, actually probably even for those of you who know me, you probably don't know that I was very afraid of the camera. Yeah, for most of my life, very afraid of the camera. I actually grew up, I grew up on stage. I grew up, my father always had a camera in his hand taking pictures of us. And then as I got into the really awkward teen years, I would hide from the camera. So for pretty much a year, when I was 12, I had no photos of myself. None. Except like my back while I was running away. And then I thought to myself, geez, I'm gonna miss documenting my whole life if I keep this up. So I forced myself to get comfortable with like photography camera. Hey man, I forced myself to do it, right? So we would have photography clubs come out, and like as a teenager, I would force myself to like pose and smile and, you know, try to figure out what didn't look super dorky. But still, it was tough for me. Eventually I got used to that, okay? But the one I really, really hated was film camera. Being on film camera, oh my God. That just, because my dad used to film us and make us do these like kiddie shows when we were young, and it was so embarrassing. So, so a few years ago, I wanted to make a show. I wanted to make like a tutorial video for entrepreneurs. For those of you who don't know, I'm a lawyer, I'm a corporate attorney. And I saw my friends had these groups of all these people who were going online to try to make money, to make some extra income. And my mother was one of these people who was learning how to do SEO to make extra income. And she told me, she said, you know what, you have these thousands of students in this group, and none of them, like, they don't have a lawyer, and they don't know what's going on. They don't know how to open a company. They don't have a contract. You know, they're all just like getting started, so they don't have money to hire somebody. You know, they're just really doing their best to try to start a new business and a new stream of income. And so I was like, okay, well, what could I do to help here? You know, because obviously I don't have the time to talk to all of these different people, and what they needed was reasonably simple, right? I was like, what's the basics you need when you're starting a new business, especially like a new online business or marketing business? I was like, okay, they need, you know, they need a contract, they need to know how to a client contract, understand a little bit about the basics, and they need to know how to form their own company to protect them from liability. So I thought, well, I could make a video course for them that they could learn how to do this, and that way it doesn't take my time over and over and over. Whew, little did I know. There was one problem with me making this video course: my deep fear and hatred of the camera. So, so what did I do? This was, I don't know, maybe three or 4 years ago. And this is going to show you how slow I am to do some of this stuff, okay? And that's okay. So the first thing I did, when I say hated being on camera, I hated it. So the first thing I did is I set up a little camera in my living room, and I made myself promise this would never be seen, but I was going to turn it on, and I was going to go talk into it for a couple minutes every day for 30 days. That's all I had to do. It was not going to be posted. It wasn't live. It was just on this camera. That was it, right? And that was hard. So just that, not talking to anybody, just filming myself with a camera, like just talking like this. So I did that for 30 days. And that just kind of, it helped break that barrier, right? That fear barrier and that resistance. So the next thing I did was when I made the videos. I recorded them, and it wasn't too bad because I like had all my slides prepared ahead of time, and I had kind of a teleprompter behind the camera so I could sort of read it on the videos. And I made it look like I wasn't reading, you know, so, because I, you know, figured it out, a bit of a perfectionist. And I made a good series of videos. It took way more time than I thought, like pretty much anything, way more effort. I had to learn editing and all kinds of stuff. But I did it, put it out there. I was like, whew, okay, did that one, right? But I knew that wasn't enough, okay? Now I was comfortable being filmed, but like only when I had everything I wanted to say all planned out and I could read it and I wasn't being put on the spot at all. And that's not enough if I'm gonna do what I'm doing, right? So about a year later, I gave myself another challenge. And that challenge was to go live on Facebook every day for 30 days. And I just had to turn on the camera and just go live for a few minutes. And you don't believe how hard that was too. That was actually really hard. Because if you're going live without preparing like what you're gonna say, it was just embarrassing. And, you know, I felt like, you know, it might look like I was like, I don't know, like an idiot, right? You kind of go on and I'm saying and ah and all kinds of things like that, right? So, but I did it. And I was like, phew, that's over. Okay, drop it now, right? So I was slowly breaking the barriers, my internal barriers to this, even though I wasn't like full on, like ready to go out there live. And then after that, I ended up this past year, what I ended up doing was live webinars for people in my group. And so that helped, right? It helped me to be able to just go on camera, do live webinars, not have everything planned out, just teach what I came to teach. So it helped. Like each year I was like doing something and it was inching me forward on the path. And so last year, I started Financial Ninjas, and I would go on and I would teach people about how do you get the PPP money, how do you apply for it, how do you get EIDL, how do you figure out all these other sort of financial stuff and all the things I was learning about finances and investing. And I was just doing live webinars for my group. And now, what am I doing right now? Right? What am I doing right now? So it's taken me a few years to get to the point where I can stand here and do this with you, where I can just say, okay, and this is my new resolution for this year is to get up and go live every day. Woo! Not just 30 days. And do this, just talk to you, right? And bring something of value each day. And then soon, maybe in a month or two, I'll probably start doing like full live shows on different topics that I think you guys are going to find interesting and helpful. But that's it's okay if it's just a staged process, I guess, and it's not like I go from zero to hero in a few months or a year. Me coming on live and doing these videos and getting this all set up and learning the software, right? You can see when I first came on, there was a bunch of pieces I didn't know. Each time I come on, I learn a new piece, or I add a new little thing, or I figure out something with a different light or a different microphone, or I add the snow, woohoo, snow, right? So I figure out cool special effects, and I'm not going to be perfect at it right when I start. I just can't be. I just, that's why I give myself these challenges to do something that scares me initially, because I know and I've learned from years and years and years of practice that just doing it is enough. Just getting started. Even just getting started in a tiny, tiny way, that just pushes you forward, and that's enough. And the next time it's easier, and then the next time after that it's easier, and then you keep building on that knowledge, and pretty soon, you're cool, you're good at it. And it wasn't like a big boom and a big class you took and a big revelation. Hey, Bruno. It was just day by day, just getting up and doing a little bit of something, making a tiny, tiny bit of progress, giving yourself a challenge, and just showing up and not being afraid to be bad at it the first time. Happy 2021! And not being afraid to be bad at it the first 10 times or the first 30 times, right? Give yourself that space to learn whatever it is you want to do, whatever your goal is for this new year. Even for me, like traveling to countries, I've traveled all over the world. I've been to every continent in the world except for Antarctica. I'm saving that one. So, and when you first start traveling by yourself, like everything's scary, but you just keep going and you keep doing it. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, boy, I know right away. Like I can land in a country. I understand where to go, what to do, how to buy a phone, how to pick up this, how to figure out public transport system. Like now, after doing it for years and over and over and over again, it's easy. But it wasn't easy the first few times. It wasn't easy the first time I got on that cross-country bus by myself. It was terrifying. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying. Start with whatever it is. Just find a way that you can start with it in some small way that allows you to do it. Don't feel like you have to jump off the cliff right off, unless you want to. If that's your personality, great, but I'm a little more of a plotter. I give myself that space to learn. So maybe that will help you in 2021. I hope you have an amazing, amazing year, and that it's a great year of growth and enjoyment for you. All right, 2021, woohoo, we did it. Bye.